probably chase after him, but we're not quite the same. Doesn't seem to quite gel in the wet as much as Tyler Donovan. Well, maybe it's a bike thing, to be fair to Kieran, because I'm not taking anything away from the guy. You don't get Rider of the Day with his performances by accident. But it's the performance of Ian Ashby I want to watch, mate.
Yeah, he's there at the head of row number 2. Looks like David Abraham's not having this one, unfortunately. But there we go, the red lights are out and we are underway then. It's a bit of fresh air underneath the front wheel of number 5, Kieran Smith, but Ian Ashby is on the outside there, swoops into 3rd place. So Ian Ashby on the blue number 168 Triumph, the first of the extremes. He'll be up there in 3rd place, but it looks like that was Tyler Donovan there, I believe, leading the way again.
Yeah, well, you say that like it's a surprise.
Sorry, the yellow flag is being shown at Coppice there, stationary yellow at Coppice.
Okay, well, aim for Tyler Donovan. I'm not quite getting the bike in 3rd. Who else is at the sharp end of that field, mate? I can't quite see the rider.
So it's Tyler Donovan, Kieran Smith on the front row, Ian Ashby, Clinton Wood, Connor Swire, row 2.
Might be Connor or Clinton. I don't think it's Clinton. We'll worry about it in a moment because we do have 5 laps of this, but whoever it was has got away well and is chasing hard after Kieran Smith and Tyler Donovan. Now, Tyler is opening up the gap as they go around Chris Curve. Here they come to the gooseneck for the first of the 5 occasions, and Tyler, yep, he's through safely. A little bit more splashing as some people go a little bit wide. Kieran Smith anchoring up Mystery Man in 3rd. There's 4th. I'm not picking him up. It's very hard to see now. I struggle enough as it is. I should really find the binoculars. They're in the boot of the car, unfortunately. A few overtaking manoeuvres going on. You can be able to see shortly when they get to the end of the lap who the yellow flag might be for. Obviously, we did see a yellow flag at Coppers for David Krabiecki earlier, but that was just because he was deciding to explode himself, basically.
Right.
So
3rd place, Keith, is Clinton Wood.
it is Clinton. I did think so. I didn't want to confirm it in case I know family like Ben is listening at home, so Ben Wood says that the old man hasn't forgotten how to ride in the wet. I did think it looked like Clinton, but I didn't want to confirm it. That's brilliant news. Really pleased to hear that.
Tyler Donovan leads the way as they went in towards the woodlands then for the first time of asking, watching up towards Barn, and here comes Tyler Donovan, and we can just see the spray being kicked up from the rear tyre of that ZX10, and it's certainly a lot more than what it was before the red flag. There goes Kieran Smith and Clinton Wood, Connor Swire 4th. Ahead of Ian Ashby. So Ian Ashby then first of the extremes, and it's Jamie Thomas, Seamus McGlynn and Darren Corkett. Tony Russo, Mark Biswell across the line as well. So it doesn't look as though James Fern is out there either.
That's a great shame.
Sean Wallace, number 48, across the line. So there's no Darryl Dance, Tony Kilty, Paul Beasley. In fact, James Fern's just coming across the line now. So James Fern is out there.
Good stuff.
Yeah, he's done a 2:26 compared to a 2:16 of the man in front.
That might be what the yellow flag was for. Maybe it's just a bit of a wide wobble or something like that, which has dropped him so far down. Yeah, it is Clinton Wood, as you say. Well done, good spot there, mate. Or good reading of the screen, I suppose.
Thank you.
But he's now giving Kieran Smith a very hard time. And if I'm wrong with Stetton, and again, I know it's very hard to tell who did what at Stetton because it wasn't very wet like it is here. It was wet, dry all day long. But Clinton did actually pick up a win and a pair of seconds at Stettin. So yeah, I think he's one of those guys again who hooks up nicely in the wet, and he looks like the battle in this race is going to be between him and Kieran Smith ahead. Who was that in 4th and 5th over the line, mate?
Oh, 4th across the line. It was Connor Swire and Ian Ashby. Just to
That's what I thought. Yeah,
Paul Beasley is in the pits on bike number 51.
Okay, that's unfortunate for Paul.
Okay, so it is Tyler Donovan who has gone 2.3 seconds quicker than Kieran Smith in that first sector, but yeah, he's in a 105 in that first sector, everybody else in a 107s. And Tyler Donovan, Kieran Smith and Clinton Wood, that was the order. Looks like John Holden, number 12, hasn't come across the line at the end of lap number 1. And as we said, Paul Beasley is in the pits then. So we do have 12 riders, and an outstretched arm once again shows Tyler Donovan. He's got a pretty big advantage. It's a 152.4 as a lap time on that lap then for Tyler Donovan. Kieran Smith and Clinton Wood across the line now. 7.5 seconds is the advantage for Tyler Donovan at the end of lap number 2. Through goes Connor Swire and Ian Ashby. Then it's Jamie Thomas, Darren Corkett and Mark Biswell. Mark Biswell, of course, on the Yamaha R6 in the extremes. He's 3rd in class at the moment as Tony Russo comes across the line. Looks like Seamus McGlynn is yet to come across the line as well. I'm looking around the circuit, can't see anything immediately obvious. As 48, Sean Wallace comes across the line now. There goes the 102 of James Fern. And that will be the 11 riders across the line. So Seamus McGlynn there, Keith, he's shown is dropping 5 positions and hasn't come through the second sector.
I did hear some chatter on the radio, didn't quite catch any of it unfortunately. Hopefully he's not joined the AWOL club, but you've got to think on the otherwise, I'm afraid, as Tyler Donovan exits Mansfield, the other two are just coming into view, coming off a cruise curve into the gooseneck. Slight variation in the lines between these two. I think maybe Clinton's just trying to stay out of the spray of in front of him. I don't know if he's got a plan to pass him or if he's hoping for a bit of a wobble from Kieran at some point. Kieran Smith is not a man who seems to make mistakes, that's for sure. That's a little bit of a closer battle going on there for the minor placing. See, Ian Ashby is down there, and all of a sudden other bikes join them as well, so not sure who that is. We'll pick them up.
That's Jamie Thomas just behind Ian Ashby.
Yeah, Jamie doesn't mind it a little bit damp either, does he?
He seems to go well in the wet and the damp as Jamie Thomas. So Tyler Donovan, he's gone 3 seconds in sector number 1 quicker than anybody else. So here he is coming out of barn now, and I'm not quite sure where he's just finding the time, Keith. He's just a little bit of a wobble there, actually. He had to roll out ever so slightly and sit up there as he just aquaplaned ever so slightly, it would seem, and down the start-finish straight here. So Kieran Smith and Clinton Wood, they're still battling for second position, and it's only a quarter of a second between them. But Tyler Donovan, Keith, is lapping 5 seconds a lap quicker than anybody else at the moment.
He's so smooth, to be fair. I'm watching him here. He's just going from curb to apex to curb, absolutely under control, feeding the power in just beautifully. No twitching, no nervousness on the bike. Some of the others there giving it a bit of the old three bit treatment, but not Tyler. He is ultra smooth. He really is. Oh, a little bit wide there for our 4th place man. That's Ian Ashby, I think. No, it's Ian Ashby behind him again. So I think that might be Jamie Thomas moving up there. Trouble is, I can't. They've got the wet weather bits and pieces on it. Makes it even harder to see who's doing what. There's going to be a lot of very soggy leathers at the end of this. Tyler Donovan then goes into Mansfield, and we're going to count. Hang on, he's into Mansfield, he's out of Mansfield, he's up to the chicane. Here come the other guys over the top. And as Clinton moved up to second, Clinton did find that gap. Now Clinton Wood's up to second. It looks like he's trying to extend the gap over Kieran Smith. Kieran looking to hold on to yet another medal to add to his already impressive collection. But Clinton Wood, I know Ben and the rest of the family are probably listening at home, and you can start cheering, guys. If you can bring that home in a couple of laps in that place, that's a silver medal for your trophy cabinet. And it looks like he's doing the business very fine style, doesn't it, Bradley?
Yeah, he's got it as they go in towards the bottom of the mountain there. Kieran Smith relegated down to 3rd. Jamie Thomas is through on both Ian Ashby and Connor Swire, and has put a bit of distance between himself and the number 20 of Connor Swire on that K6 Suzuki. Ian Ashby right there in the wheel tracks of Connor as well, as Tyler Donovan comes out of barn. The last lap flag is now being shown, and he'll just have 1 more lap to go. And Keith, he's put in another purple lap. It's a 151.2 for Tyler Donovan on that lap. Kieran Smith, he was in the 56s, likewise Clinton Wood, but here comes Clinton across the line now, and this time around he's in the 53s. Next up is Kieran Smith on bike number 5. He's 3.2 adrift now from Clinton Wood. Jamie Thomas across the line in 4th place. And there goes the battle between Connor Swire and Ian Ashby. Ian looking for an outside move, and Connor Swire a coppice, and he makes it work. Ian Ashby around the outside of Connor Swire as they go into coppice, Keith. There's a great move there for the man on the Thunderbike Extreme machine.
Yeah, he's riding well as Ian Ashby. He's one of those guys who doesn't go into play very often, but when he does, he definitely makes an impact, and now he's got ahead. He's absolutely opening up that gap. Tyler Donovan, he doesn't need to make any mistakes. He's just keeping it smooth. I'd like to say maybe he's going quicker because the track's getting drier, but it's not. It's actually getting wetter. So I don't know where he's finding the time from. He's going a couple of seconds quicker than anybody else on the track, and that's only into Wood, who's doing the 53s, as you mentioned, but everybody else in the 56s and things like that. I think, at this stage of the Sunday afternoon, a soggy Sunday afternoon, you just want to bring that sucker home, get whatever points you can, and get the van packed up and get the leathers in the airing covered, because they're going to take a couple of days to dry out, that's for sure. Soggy leathers are no fun. I appreciate it's not something you've experienced, mate, but I'm sure you can imagine that they just get very wet, very heavy, very cold, and just no fun at all.
Horrible.
Yeah, basically.
So Tyler Donovan's lead is, he was into Hall Bend as Clinton Wood came into the bottom of the mountain there, and Kieran Smith was out of sight. So the checkered flag once again waves, and it's for the number 19 of Tyler Donovan. He takes another 25 points in the Thunderbike Ultras, and that will be his 2nd win of the weekend in this class. So good stuff there for, he's still only around about 21 years old as well, is
Yeah, he's only a youngster, is Tyler, isn't he? He works at Go Outdoors in Maidstone, I think it was.
Yeah, so it's, especially in these conditions, he seems to be a bit of an old head on young shoulders.
He certainly does, yeah. He's punching air with glee there as he goes past the marshals, waves a bit of a thank you to those guys. So well done to Tyler. And has a look behind him to see if there's anybody else there. The answer is they're miles away, mate. Simple as that. I think he's going to be surprised when he actually opens the sheet. There goes Clinton.
So Clinton Wood then second position, and in fact Clinton Wood was in the 51s on that last lap as well, 51.239, and that was the fastest lap of the race. So Clinton Wood was certainly pushing on. Jamie Thomas found his way through on Kieran Smith as well by half a second at the line. So Jamie Thomas a podium in third place.